the same way, man. I'm sorry, but don't hate on it. You know what I mean? You change your mindset, change the way you think. You know what I mean? Change the way that you're training your paradigm, the way you're programming it. Change that, change all of that. Hold yourself accountable. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us this morning. I appreciate y'all, whoever's listening right now. I really do appreciate y'all showing love, taking the time out just to listen and jump on board with this movement I'm trying to do. I really appreciate the love, everybody that's been showing love, messaging me direct, messaging my wife direct, and just telling them what we're doing is just inspiring. It really makes me feel good. That was my intention behind this, is to inspire people. Just let's grow our mindset. Let's grow into something that we have never been. You know what I mean? That is my goal here. So I just want to say thank you. Thank everybody that's listening right now. Thanks to everybody that has subscribed, that has gone into the Instagram page and liked the Instagram page, following us. We really do appreciate the love. So I just want to say thank you for what y'all do for us. So I'm just gonna go ahead and dive in today and just get a feel for today. Talk about how we're feeling today, how my energy is up today. It's a little gloomy outside, but you got to fight through that. The weather shouldn't justify the way you feel for the day. So me, I'm waking up with some energy. I'm actually on my second cup of coffee. So I woke up this morning, went into the barbershop, got a fresh fade. Denton Barber Company, shout out. So on a Sunday morning, went in early, got me a fade. I got me some coffee from Jupiter House. Now I'm blessed to be here with Big Red. Get ready for this episode number 2.
That's right. What's going on, guys? We appreciate y'all tuning in.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Everything that Red do in the back of the scenes, man, it's not possible without you, Red.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. We had a little bit of technical difficulties this morning, but it's okay. We're gonna get this, guys. We appreciate y'all's feedback. Like Romo said, keep following all the social media pages. Subscribe on Apple, any platform you can get. Make sure you're tuning in because you're gonna miss something if you don't. So
yeah, yep,
I'm ready, man.
Definitely, man. So we definitely don't want you to miss anything. Every episode is going to lead up to something. So my idea behind this is I'm going to hit topics on what is the paradigm and what is changing your mindset, and how do we start the personal development process. And I think that's where everybody's at right now. Like, well, what am I talking about? What am I trying to do? It's still new, guys. It's real new. And especially if you've never practiced this before, if you've never practiced on how to change your mindset and how to do things and set goals and try to accomplish these goals, it's going to be hard for you. But you have to be repetitive. You got to be consistent. You got to stay on board with us. You got to follow us through this whole journey that we're doing. You can't just listen to a couple episodes and then fall off. No, you got to continue listening, because each episode is going to be helpful for you. It's really going to be helpful for you to continue pushing forward. And I want to be your accountability partner. I want to hold you accountable to keep pushing forward and just manifesting the best life you can manifest. Keep your mindset positive, keep your family first, keep yourself first, love yourself. I think I want everybody just to understand how wonderful life is. So when I start tapping into these topics, I really want people to listen, and I want people to get the best that they can out of it. So just really love y'all, and this is the reason I'm doing this. I'm passionate about this. This is actually fulfilling me, making me feel good in life, and I'm just on level 10 right now in life, and I'm just really loving life right now. So let's dive in, guys. So I had a lot of people, reach out to me, just asking me what was I doing, what was my intentions behind this. Like I say, it's personal development. What is personal development? It's learning how to grow ourselves and learning how we can manifest what we want, but actually training our minds to know how to approach people and know how to process the power that's coming in from people, process the energy that is coming in from the people around us, and learning how to control that, and learning how that you can control everything around you. You can manifest anything around you. Everything is real around us. So you really got to really focus. It's a real focus and staying focused. Like I say, being repetitive and being consistent with what we're learning, and learning to change that. Okay. So I want to dive into the mindset. Okay. I have a subject that I want to address today, is the mindset. what is the mindset? Okay. The mindset is beliefs, attitudes, and assumptions you hold about yourself and about the world around you. Okay. So if you have a mindset, okay, and I'm just speaking, when I address these things, I want to speak from my experience and what I've been through, and what's and how I've practiced these practices to get me where I'm at. So my mindset, the way I control my mindset, the way I make sure the beliefs that I believe in, make sure my attitude is the best that I can do, and make sure that the assumptions that I make is positive. So when I go back to my childhood, guys, and then I'm speaking for a lot of people, because I don't think anybody, it's very rare if you have programmed your own paradigm. It's very rare. Me, I'm still programming it. I'm still reprogramming my paradigm, but it's very rare if you have already programmed your paradigm. The successful people have. I give it to them. They have learned how to program their paradigm. They have learned to manifest the life they want. They feel fulfilled in life. They love themselves. They love life in general. They have faith. They believe that they deserve it. So whenever you go back and people are like, your paradigm, yeah, if you're programmed and you are programming your paradigm on your own, hey, congrats to you. I'm still working on that, but I'm getting there. I'm actually taking way more control than what I used to. So when it's your mindset and it's your beliefs, it's your attitude and it's your assumptions you do of life, you have to understand what you believe in. Do you believe in the negative stuff in the world? Do you believe in the positive stuff in the world? Do you believe in God? Do you believe that there's a higher power? Do you believe that there's a higher power that is all in control of the universe, in control of everything that we are doing around us? And that is my belief. My belief is definitely that. Okay. As far as my attitude and as far as the way I carry my attitude, I try to make sure that the attitude I deliver is the way that I want to deliver it. And then and I don't know if y'all remember the last episode, I was talking about the outside in, talk about from the bottom to the top. You have to be from the inside out, and then you have to go from the top to the bottom. Okay. And the reason I say that, okay, from the inside out, it's your feelings. Okay. So it's the way that you feel, your emotions, and the way that you feel about the situation you're approaching it. So when you're going from the inside out, you can actually decide the feelings of how you want your action to play out. Okay, so the process behind it, the way that I've learned the paradigm works. Okay, the paradigm is your mindset. The paradigm is the way our minds function. You have the subconscious mind, and then you have the conscious mind. Okay, so you need to understand how those work with each other. And then the way it works is it starts with the power coming in. And in every situation in life, you have a positive and you have a negative in every situation, guys. And you get to choose. I mean, you actually get to choose if you're going to find the positive in that situation, or you're going to go for the negative in that situation. You know what I mean? Somebody's talking crap about you that morning. You go to the office, you feel the tension. I mean, you can feel energy, guys. I mean, you can feel the tension in the room. You can feel when you can just feel it, guys. So if you have that, you go into the office and people are talking about it, it's your choice to look at the situation and be like, this is negative. You know what I mean? This is a negative situation, and you're gonna take that power in as a negative situation instead of choosing to accept it in a positive situation. Okay. And when I say positive, it's like, so I hear people talking about me, and I can allow that power to come into me and believe that it is true, to believe the negative, to start beating myself up and thinking in my head, I'm not worthy, that it is true what they're talking about. It is, they might be right, but if you choose the positive side, if you choose, when people are talking about you and you choose the positive side, you're choosing to just not even listen to it. You're choosing to understand yourself from the inside. The inside, okay? That's why I say the inside out, not the outside in. People can't justify the way you feel. You have to make sure the way you feel is the way that's coming out into the world. So when you start from the inside and somebody's talking about you and you decide, you know what, I'm not even going to listen to that. I know who I am. Like I say, I'm a king. I'm a queen. I'm intelligent. I'm smart. I'm a legend. You tell yourself these positive things, that's going to brush off. You're going to end up delivering the feelings to yourself. Your emotions is going to be positive. You're not going to be able to deliver a negative action and deliver a negative attitude. It all starts in the mind. Okay. So when I say from the top to the bottom, you have to deliver the power from the top of the mindset. Okay. Every situation is positive and negative. How do you want to accept the information you're getting? Positive or negative? That's how it starts. Now, if you start backwards, which is from the bottom, the last step in the process of finding the power and delivering it through your body, because it starts in the mind, then goes through the body, then comes out in reality. It comes out into the world. It comes out. It's the action that we have done. So the process is the power coming in. You have negative or positive power coming into the mindset. You process that action. You process that power. When you process that power, you decide if it's negative and positive. So stay with me here. So if we deliver the action, we deliver the power into our mind negatively, okay? Negatively into our mindset. Now it goes into our emotions, and then it goes into our feelings. So if it's negative, what do you think you're going to feel? You're going to feel anger. You're going to feel sadness. You're going to feel depression. You're going to feel anxiety. You're choosing. You have to understand that you are choosing negative over positive. Now, if I chose positive out of the power and the action that's coming in, what am I getting? Happiness, joy, just powerful energy. I'm choosing to love myself, love, joy. Those are the positive things you want to feed your mindset. And it's you're feeding that conscious mind of yours. You have to feed that conscious mind of yours. And you have to understand what you're doing. So when I tell people that you're delivering the power, you're delivering the action to the mindset, and then you choose the feelings, okay? And then you have your emotions, you have your feelings behind it. Now, after you have your feelings and your emotions, what comes next? It's the action. It's what you deliver into the world. It's what you're delivering. It's what you're outputting into reality. That's what you're delivering to the people around you, the people you love. So you have to understand that. You have to understand what action you want, because what comes after the action is the attitude. So when you surround yourself and people are just in bad attitudes, grumpy, angry, just being real disrespectful, just real ugly. I call it ugly. People that just want to be ugly for no reason. They just walk around just angry. They walk around just being ugly to individuals. They're just not happy within themselves. They're processing every action and every power coming in. They're processing it in a negative way. And that's facts. That's definitely facts. You have to understand that they are choosing it. Every human being is choosing what they want. So when you really look at the breakdown, let me rewind real quick. Mindset. What delivers everything to human form, to reality, to the world? What delivers that is your mindset. So that's why I want to touch base today on this topic, because the mindset is very, very important. The mindset is what controls your goal settings, your time management. That's what's going to control your visualization. How you visualize the world, how you want to visualize your vision, and how you want to manifest that. You have to understand that is the way you think, and actually reprogram yourself. And people are like, reprogram. Yes, your brain is the computer of your body. The brain is the computer of what controls the body. You know what I mean? Let me reframe something real quick. So if you're into working out, okay, or you're trying to lose weight, if you don't change the mindset first, if you don't change the way you view yourself, the way you look at yourself, if you don't change that paradigm in you, you're not going to lose weight. You know what I mean? You're going to go in, you'll probably work out for a couple of weeks, and then you're going to go right back to the old paradigm. You know what I mean? You have to refeed the paradigm. You have to literally refeed it over and over and over again to understand the walk you want to live. You want to lose weight? Well, you got to be consistent. You got to be repetitive. You got to keep on feeding your brain, and be consistent for 6 months. Be consistent for 9 months. Do a year. So a lot of people want to do a month, do 2 months, and I do the same thing. Me, business and all that. I love that. Working out. I like working out, but I've never really put myself in that paradigm. I'm working on that now to try to put myself in a paradigm of just loving working out. Waking up, I wake up early and I want to go for a jog in the morning. I want to get myself on that routine of working out. Right now, I wake up and I jump right into work. I jump right into all the projects I got going on, and making sure that I'm keeping my mind refreshed and in every business that I'm in, and just trying to grow in that. But now I'm trying to grow in a healthy way. I want to grow my image of myself, of my body, but I have to change the way I think of working out, and that's my process right now. It's like I want to work out more, but I mean, I got to be consistent. I got to be repetitive to get into the gym and actually work out. It's the same thing as our mind. So if you want to change your body, you're going to go to the gym. You're going to work out. But if you want to change your mind, how do you work out your brain? You know what I mean? How do you start working out your brain? Well, you start feeding it positivity. You start approaching the power and the actions in a more positive way than approaching the power and the actions in a negative way. Okay, so when you process the power and the actions, your emotions and your feelings are positive. The actions control the emotions and the feelings. The actions control the emotions, the feelings, the actions, and the attitude. Okay, so if you're in a bad attitude, change the way you're thinking about your day. Don't let one little thing ruin your day. So like I'm saying, I mean the way that you process the information will deliver the life you live. So let's dive into the visualization part of it. Okay, the power of it. You know what I mean? It's a very powerful tool. It's a very powerful tool on how to shift your mindset and visualize yourself succeeding and achieving your goals. Like you have to really understand what you want to accomplish and where you want to go, and visualize that, and visualize yourself already there. Talk in the present tense. You know what I mean? Talk that you're already there. You see yourself there. Visualize yourself there. But you definitely have to get that mindset to be able to manifest the visualization that you're trying to do. Like I want everybody to really dive in and just think about it real quick. Stop for a minute and just think. What am I talking about? Okay. How is he processing information? What is power? What is the action? Okay. The power and the action is what people do around you. What other human beings, you're at work and somebody did something that made you upset. Are you allowing it to make you upset, or are you going to let it go and move on? Um, are you allowing your husband, if your husband's doing something that's upsetting you, you know what I mean? He's not taking your feelings into consideration. He's not, then you start overthinking. You're thinking that he doesn't love you. You're thinking he's doing this. You're choosing that. You're assuming. Okay. You're assuming. Do not assume. Get the facts. I think a lot of people start assuming things instead of actually going and asking the person, and then you start drawing up these stories in your head. I mean, you start manifesting something completely out of nowhere. You know what I mean? And you have to decide. I mean, is that true? Or is it not? So when you can control that, you can control every action, every power coming in from your husband, from your wife, from your boss, from your employees, from your kids. Do you know what I mean? You can control all of that on how you react to the power and action. So just go back and be like, okay, so you're telling me if I go to work, or even if you wake up, guys, that's why it starts in the morning. You know what I mean? You got to wake up in a positive mindset. So if you had a fight with your spouse the night before, the best thing to do is wake up, let it go, and start over. The day's over. Yesterday's past. A lot of people want to live in the past. You know what I mean? Wake up the next morning and continue the fight over. Me personally, I tell my wife, I don't want to do that. People's like, don't go to bed upset. Well, if you're going to bed upset, just don't wake up upset. You know what I mean? If you're going to bed, because you could try to nip it in the bud, and you know what I mean, and at nighttime. But if you went to bed, you're upset, wake up the next morning and just each one of y'all show each other love. And it'll just automatically change. You know what I mean? If you wake up, if you're the husband, you wake up and you show her love, and the wife wakes up and shows you love, the energy changes, it shifts completely. You're accepting the power and the action to be positive now, not being negative. Now, if you wake up and the husband's being positive, do you know what I mean? And now the wife is coming back still upset. The husband actually has a choice to accept her negative and change the way he thinks and change the way he's accepting the power and the action. And then what is that going to do? He's going to change his paradigm. What is he going to do? It's going to change his feelings, his emotions. What's going to happen next? His actions are going to change. What's going to happen next? His attitude is going to change. And then now we're just the bad guy. At this point, now we're just the bad guy because she's upset. You know what I mean? And then now we're feeling bad for ourselves because you feel like you upsetted her. But no, she made that choice. I'm sorry, guys. She made that choice. And it gets deep, guys, because we're so used to pointing the finger at each other. And you know what I mean? And making somebody, you did this to me. You did that to me. You make me feel this. You make me feel that. You have to accept that, no, you're choosing to feel that. So let me rewind that. Now let's go back to if the husband woke up positive and the wife woke up negative. Okay. The husband wakes up, he's positive. He's trying to make sure he stays in a positive mindset for the day. I'm starting my day off positive. He does his rituals in the morning where I have my rituals, and I'll get into detail of that later on down the line as far as how I try to keep myself positive and try to make sure I go throughout my day with that. So if the wife wakes up negative and the husband wakes up positive, and the wife is just being negative, but the husband just continues like, look, I love you. I love you. I don't want to fight with you. I love you. Today's going to be a good day. I love you. And just don't feed into that energy. So he's going to process it now. He's going to process the power and the action very positively. He's going to be like, I'm not going to allow her to throw off my power. I'm accepting the power and the action coming in because I want my feelings and my emotions to be positive, because I want my action to be positive and I want my attitude to be positive. And I'm going to leave for the day positive. Okay. That right there could make her now feel like, okay, well, let me change and shift my paradigm to more positive. He's thinking more positive. Let me try to think more positive. Let me try to shift my paradigm and try to have a good day. So that's why I influence every couple. If you're a boyfriend and girlfriend, if you're married, you have a husband, the paradigm, it controls us, guys. Our mindset controls the life that we're manifesting. Me and my wife, we have our ups and downs. Our marriage is not perfect. I've messed up. We've argued, we fight, but to where we're getting now, every fight has made us better. Okay. Because we're learning along the way. You don't know that person, everything they go through. So you have to understand how they process, information, how they process the actions and the power. But I tell you right now, guys, if you're listening to me and you are having issues in your marriage or you're having issues in your relationship, just feed positivity to it. Try to just change your mind. Don't try to change the other person. Don't try to change your husband's mindset. The husbands, don't try to change your wife's mindset. Change yourself. Change your own mindset. Wake up every day as happy as can be, man. Just wake up, give God thanks every day. God, thank you for this. Thank you for the house we live in. Thank you for the car we live in. Thank you for my husband. Thank you for my wife. Thank you for my kids. And just wake up as positive as possible. Attack life with just the happiest person you can be. And it will come back to you multiplied. It will make people around you try to change. And it's not going to change everybody, but I promise you, you put more positivity out there, it'll come back to you. The positivity will come back to you. So just out there for the couples, guys, just try that. Just try to change the paradigm and the way that we think, especially in marriages. Our paradigms are created in our mindsets by the way that we were raised, the way we viewed our mom and dad married, the way that their relationship was. You have to understand the vision of a marriage is in everybody's point of view and opinion differently. What is the perfect marriage? Is there even one? I don't know. I really don't have the answer to that if there's a perfect marriage, but I know a good marriage takes a lot of work. I think it takes a lot of changing the way we think, changing the way that our actions come out, changing the way that we treat each other. A lot of people rely on their spouse. A lot of people can't do things without their spouse. You know what I mean? They feel like they can't create your own life. And I think a paradigm shift between a marriage and a husband and a wife, the way that you shift that is creating your own happy life. You know what I mean? I think in a marriage, me and my wife did it too. Like we do everything. We do vacations and date nights and all that. But you still want to have your own personal life. You still want to have your friends. You still want to go and have your breathing room. You know what I mean? So it's okay to be, real close to your spouse and want to do everything. But I personally feel, this is my opinion, guys. This is my opinion, my point of view, my experiences. I feel as if you're not going in and living your own life and actually pursuing your own dreams, pursuing your own goals, and manifesting the own life you want, and then you're deciding and making all your choices on what your wife is going through. Okay, you're making all the choices as far as like what she is doing is how I'm going to make my choices in my life, and vice versa. If your wife is only making choices and everything about what you want to do, well, she's living her life on your paradigm, and you're living your life on her paradigm. Y'all both have to live your own life on your own paradigm. You're not the same human being. You're completely different. You think differently. You're raised differently. You're creating different paradigms differently. But if each one of y'all are happy and you're creating that happy life, she's creating a happy life, you're creating a happy life, and then when y'all come together, it's going to be very, very a happy situation than trying to hold somebody accountable. Like you're not doing this for me. You're not doing that for me. You know what I mean? It puts tension in a relationship, man. For the guys out there, for the girls out there that are just going after their boyfriend or girlfriend, or constantly picking on their husband or wife, like, hey, you're not doing this for me. Hey, you're not here for me. You know, the person has to be there for themselves first before they can even be there for you. You have to understand that if the husband's messed up in the head and he's going through his own emotions, and we go through it, like as men, we have our own thoughts and we have our own demons we fight with on a daily. You know what I mean? It's like we have our own thoughts because we want to be the best provider. We want to provide the best life for our family. We want to be the best vision of the man. And then we all have that vision. Well, this is my opinion. We all have that vision of being the man we want to be. We just don't know how to get there. You know what I mean? We're working hard as hell to become that man that we want to be, but we just don't know how to get there yet. So we just got to keep working. We got to keep grinding. We got to keep, hustling. We got to keep growing our mindsets and our emotions and controlling our emotions and our feelings to be able to grow as men. You know, and then we don't show our emotions. You know, ain't no guys coming together and then showing their emotions. We deal with that stuff on our own. You know what I mean? We deal with that emotional part on our own. You know, so it's like, you if a man's doing that, the woman and the man is just taking care of themselves and their emotions and their feelings, but making sure that they're thinking positivity. And then you do that for her and she does that for you. I mean, your relationship is going to be solid. It's going to be solid. But if you're just picking on like, hey, you need to do this to make me feel good, it's going to attract so much negative energy. It's going to cause y'all to be in just such a different feelings, man. You're just going to have way different feelings than being positive. So just take that in consideration next time whenever you're deciding on how you're going to process the power and the action of the people around you. And it works for everything, for everybody, your parents, your kids. You know what I mean? I was hearing this the other day. You need to be the me for me. Okay. So I need to be the me for me. I don't need to be the me for my wife. I don't need to be the me for my kids. I don't need to be the me for my parents, my friends, my family. I need to make sure I'm being the me for me, because that's where I'm going to feel fulfilled. That's how I'm going to feel happy. You know what I mean? You can make there's millionaires out there that ain't happy, guys. You know why? Because they're not fulfilled. They're just making money. Do you know what I mean? That's all they're doing. They're not living their purpose in life. And they're not creating that fulfillment in their life that makes them feel just, amazing. And like I told y'all last time, this makes me feel good. This fulfills me. Like coming out here and just talking about this, because I'm learning it. You know what I mean? I'm just like, dang, man, if everybody can just get the way that they think differently, then it would create, the people around you would just think differently. The people around you would just manifest more positive energy. The people around you would just grow in a wonderful way. You know what I mean? It's not everybody and it's not for everybody. You know what I mean? I mean, it's literally like probably like 3% of the people got their paradigm and they're reprogramming their paradigm. And you have to reprogram it on a daily. You have to keep feeding this stuff to you. That's why I tell y'all, keep up with these episodes. So I'm popping it in your head. I'm manifesting it into your head as far as like staying positive, giving you love, giving you support in any way I can. But it's being repetitive. It's being consistent and wanting a better mindset. Because after you get a good mindset and the way that you process power and action, then you're going to manifest a better life regardless. I mean, it's facts. It's proven. Ask any successful person. Every successful person I've asked, that's what they did. They said, I made all the money, man, but I still wasn't happy. I wasn't fulfilled. I wasn't feeling it until I started living life for me and started living life that made me happy and found my purpose. Bro, I'm fulfilled. I'm real fulfilled now. I feel good. And that's why I'm feeling good right now. I'm feeling full of life. You know what I mean? And this right here fulfills me, and like, it's just a wonderful feeling. I want everybody to feel this. But the only person that can do that for you is you. That's the only person that's going to be able to create that for yourself, So just understand that. The quicker you understand that, the quicker you'll manifest a better life. So, I mean, just be consistent as far as what we're doing here today. And as far as we plan on doing the rest of the year and the years to come, this podcast is not going nowhere. It's going to keep growing, growing, and growing. Do you know what I mean? It's a dream, it's a vision, and I see it in a big, big way. And I just want to deliver my message to people to help them just think better, to manifest that life that's going to create just a better mindset. You know what I mean? So what you need to do is continue growing the growth of the mindset. You know what I mean? Keep on growing that. Reframe your thinking. You know what I mean? That's another powerful tool is where reframing the way you think. The mindset is the way that you reframe the way you think. Okay. Reframing it really involves taking a negative thought or belief and finding a more positive way to look at it. Okay. So if you're really looking at it and you're just thinking, thinking I'll never have that life. I'll never have that car. I'll never, have that career. I'll never be happy. Or I'll never have a husband. I'll never have a wife. I'll never have a boyfriend. I'll never have a girlfriend. People literally think like this. Like I'm not good enough. I'll never have that. I'll never have this. Try changing that around. Try talking in the present form. I love the boyfriend I have. I love the girlfriend I have. I love the husband I have. I love the wife I have. You know what I mean? Try reframing the way you think of situations and switch it to a positive standpoint. You know what I mean? So you could just be like, I am strong and capable to overcome anything. You know what I mean? Just tell yourself positive things and reframe the way you think. Because if you were raised the way I was raised, guys, and then that's why I tell you, like, the way my paradigm was programmed when I was younger, there's levels to a paradigm. You know what I mean? So when I was younger and seeing my mom and the way that my mom and my dad lived, and the way they chose to program their paradigms or to keep their paradigms and their mindset, you know what I mean? Like I told y'all in the last episode, we grew up on, Section 8, food stamps, we grew up on that. My mom we were raised like that. It was just that these government assistance is how we're going to live. You know what I mean? And I feel like like I say, generational curses. It was like my mom was like, "This is the way we're going to live." So then you program yourself like, when I get older, well, then I gotta have food stamps. I gotta have this. I can't make that much because I gotta have free daycare. I gotta do this, and that's programming your mind to stay there. And I'm sorry to tell you, but it's the government too. It's you got to understand, they got to have people down there. They got to have that middle class. They got to have that poverty class. They got to have that poor level of people. And it sucks. Don't get me wrong, but you have the choice to reprogram yourself. So like I was raised on that, and I'm not going to lie. When I first started off, I had my first kid. Man, I was like, well, shit, I'm gonna get this free stuff too. You know what I mean? Let me get this insurance. Let me get this free daycare. Let me get this free food stamps, but you're not knowing that, you're only going to get these benefits because you can only make this certain amount of income. Once you start filing bigger income taxes and you start filing, the more money that you're making, yeah, they're not going to give it to you. But it's a way to be like, well, it's free, so let me just keep making less money so I can keep these benefits instead of teaching you like what I'm trying to do. Like, man, food stamps ain't nothing, man. You know what I mean? That ain't crap. But you know what's amazing is pursuing your goals and finding your talent that you have and providing services of the talent you have and creating currency and creating money. That's amazing. And then you keep on providing services and it starts multiplying. It starts multiplying, starts multiplying. Then you see cash money coming in. Then you're able to go buy whatever the hell you want to go buy. You're able to go buy the food. You better go sit down and eat whatever dinner you want to go eat. But if you're on that mindset of the low income, I grew up in a low income household. We just were raised like that. My mom, my mom could not work more because they were going to take these benefits away. And then when we lost it, like I told you on the last episode, when my mom, my wife separated, or my mom, my dad separated, you know what I mean? We lost all that. So we had to slowly regrow that, but we stayed poor until my mom had to regrow and redo that. So do you imagine like the government can come in and just take it from you? What are you going to do then? But they control you that much. They get to decide if they're going to give it to you or not. They'll take it away from you. Why do you want somebody to control your life like that? Why? What do you get out of that? You need to be the driver in that driver's seat that is driving your car to the life that you want to live. Okay. And you have to keep growing. Get that job. work harder than what you get paid so you can manifest more. Give more, you receive more. What a lot of people do right now, they want to go and they want to get paid big bucks, but will not really work for it anymore. You know what I mean? You got to go in there and just, you're going to have to work a little bit more than what you get paid, but I promise you the right people are going to see you and you'll get paid more. That's how I moved up. I went into it, man. I started at $9.50 an hour working as an electrician. You know what I mean? As a helper, and you got to go in and just go in with a drive and just. I mean, you ask anybody that worked with me at CNG starting off. I went in, man. I went in there with a drive, man. I was so excited that I got a job as an electrician, and I was able to learn. So, man, I went in there just soaked it up like a sponge. They were paying me cheap, but I was just wanting to learn, and I mean, they repaid. I mean, they were giving me raises without me even asking for raises. They're like, no. And then when I went in to finally tell them that I was going to leave, I mean, the owner's like, no, man, what do you need? I got you. But I mean, what do you want? How much are they going to pay you? What do you want to stay here? But, I was ready to just jump out on my own, to do my own thing. He didn't, he was with me. He was like, all right, man, well, do your thing, all for you, and like I tell you, I think I can go back and still get my job there. I was a very driven employee. I was very driven and wanting to grow, but I knew that wasn't my destination. You know what I mean? I knew I had still a long way to go, and like I told you, I still have a long way to go. This right here that I'm doing now, this podcast and giving back and trying to help people's mindset. I mean, that's way bigger than making any kind of money or growing any kind of business. So it's just that's where I'm at now. But if anything, if y'all hear me right now and you're just like, man, he's right. Y'all know I'm right. Y'all know damn well I'm right. So you know what I mean? You're just like, man, I'm you're creating that life you're living, regardless. You're comfortable. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not bashing anybody that's on those, that help from the government. I'm not bashing at all. That is not. But what I'm telling you is you're better than that. What I am telling you is that you can grow into something that is, God has a better plan for you, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? What I'm saying is don't be lazy. Don't get comfortable. Don't be comfortable with that. I tell people every day, you need to keep growing and growing and growing. I'm a personal development student because I'm going to keep learning until the day I die. I want to keep learning this information, keep feeding my brain this information till the day I die. I want to read books about this. I want to keep keeping myself into this mindset as far as like I control it. I control every action and every power that gets into my mindset to make sure that I deliver the right action and attitude that I want to deliver. I'm going to keep learning that the rest of my life to manifest the money I want, to manifest the life I want, to manifest the people around me. I want to be around like-minded people that are on the same path. And I want to start right here in this city, in Denton, Texas. You know what I mean? I want everybody in the city just to think differently, to grow the city more than what it is. I think personally, Denton is a wonderful city. It's a beautiful city. It's a wonderful city. Do I think that we can do better as a city? Definitely. Do I think we can come together more? Definitely. Do I think that we can think differently as parents for the kids? Definitely. You know what I mean? So I want everybody. I mean, whatever walk of life you're in, do you know what I mean? Like, we really got to look at what we're doing and what we're showing these kids. I mean, I see some stuff on social media, man. These parents don't really care, man. Like, these kids are watching everything you do. So when I say break generational curses, break it with you first. Think more positive. Think outside the box. Create that manifest that life of just greatness. You know what I mean? Pushing yourself, staying focused. You know what I mean? And not glorifying the negative stuff. I mean, it's so easy to glorify drugs, drinking, partying. What are you partying for every weekend? Like, you telling me you celebrating every weekend? Every weekend you celebrating? Like, you got to celebrate every weekend? Like, don't get me wrong. I like going out too. You know what I mean? I like going out, I like taking my wife out. I like enjoying myself. But I like celebrating what I'm celebrating. Every weekend is not a celebration for me. I work on the weekends. I try to go to some classes, get some knowledge on the weekends. You know what I mean? Now I'm doing this podcast on the weekends. So I'm just trying to do partying is not everything, guys. You know what I mean? You got to understand. I mean, and social media, they glorify now. Now you got to be here. You got to take videos of here. You got to, drinking shots and all that. But man, all it does is push you back. Because when I'm speaking for myself, because when alcohol is involved with me, I'm a different person. You know what I mean? Real talk. I end up, so I got to make sure that I control when I drink. I like drinking, but socially. I don't like getting drunk. I really am to the point in my life now, like I don't want to get drunk. You know what I mean? And I used to. Don't get me wrong. I used to have a good time, pop bottles, You know what I mean? Doing it. But I started realizing like, dang, I'm clouding up my mindset. I'm getting drunk, and the next day I'm waking up hungover, and I feel like I'm going back a whole year of grinding, a whole year of changing my mindset, and I just went back that fast over one night of getting drunk. You know what I mean? And when you're drunk, you do stupid stuff, man. So you know what I mean? You got to understand once the alcohol's involved, you do stupid stuff. So if you drink out there, that's fine, drink, but control yourself on drinking. Don't drink to get, you know, just so shit faced drunk. You know what I mean? You don't need to do that, guys.
Right,
Like,
you gonna make a fool of yourself
yeah,
real quick.
and I'm telling you because I've done it. Okay, I'm not. You know, what I mean, I would get drunk at the club or whatever, and then get mad, and get upset, and you know, what I mean, want to fight somebody, and I mean, it would not be a good outcome. You know what I mean? Because why? Because I was allowing somebody that's looking at me wrong, and how did I process that power? Oh, he's looking at me wrong. So I'm not processed as a negative. Oh, he wants to fight. You know what I mean? And then I'm going into my emotions, getting upset, getting angry, and then my action is going to be what? I'm going to swing. I'm going to fight him. You know what I mean? Now my attitude is real bad around everybody that I got. You know what I mean? So it's like once I put myself in those situations now, I'm really trying to make sure I stay positive, make sure, you know what I mean, that I'm not creating no negative situation, no hostile situation around me. I'm trying to make sure I got that positive situation around me and nobody can control that. And that's a very wonderful power, guys. That's that power. So you got to look at it like it's a power in action. So when you allow somebody to upset you, you just gave him all your power, all of it. Like you gave him the whole control to control your emotions, your feelings, your actions, and your attitude. Understand that. Like it's everything. So once you decide that the power part, the action coming into the mind, that before you process it from negative and positive, if you allow that to come in and then you get upset with negative feelings, the individual that gave you those feelings took all your power, took all your power. But if you choose positive and you laugh about it, you stay happy, you stay in a positive mindset, then you won. You kept your power. You walked away from the situation. Ain't nobody take your power from you. No, you stayed strong minded. That's why it's a focusedness. You got to stay so dang focused on this life you're growing that nobody can sidetrack you. You know what I mean? I was going down that path where I was allowing everybody around me to sidetrack. You know what I mean? Everybody. What their actions were doing, man. Oh man, I was so disappointed in myself. So disappointed because like I told you, I lost my mom. So I mean, it was just like I was definitely not in the right mindset anymore. I went right back to my old paradigm because I was working on myself. From 2018, I've been learning this stuff. From 2018 is when I started working on my paradigm and started working on changing the way I think, changing the way I want to see my life, changing the way I want to manifest my life. So I was doing good. I mean, I grew pretty quickly from 2018 to 2021. I grew pretty quickly. You know, I mean, I was on a roll, man. And then when 2022 hit, man, it was just boom. Mom passed away, negative thoughts, straight negative thoughts, straight all negative, all negative. You know what I mean? There was no positive. I was not feeding no positive. So what happened? I filled my brain, my whole brain up from the conscious to the subconscious mind, all with negative. So all I did was plant a bunch of negative flowers in my mindset. Bunch of negative flowers, nothing but negative flowers in my mind, in my mindset. Well, let me call those weeds because negative is like weeds you're planting in your head. The positive stuff are the beautiful roses, the beautiful flowers you plant in your garden and you want to see grow. And me, when I went through that, man, I was just nothing but weeds, nothing but negative. Drinking, man, I was drinking. I was going down the wrong path until I reacted. The day I reacted was the 1 year anniversary of my mom. And that was this year in February 2023. You know what I mean? So it was February 27, 2023 is when I looked myself in the mirror and I'm like, dude, this ain't you, man. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? This ain't you. And now where I'm at right now, oh man, boy, I'm taking everything back. I'm coming back on a different level, y'all. And I want everybody to see me on this journey. I want everybody to be inspired by this journey and understand that you can go through something so negative in life and come out even stronger on top. You know what I mean? People don't understand that. Like if you allow the negative to keep feeding you, depression sets in, anxiety sets in, and it's so damn hard to get out of that. Start planting those flowers. Start planting those positive thoughts in your head today. today, this morning, okay, when you go to work, you get back home to your spouse, around your kids, no negative. Try to check yourself right away. As soon as you start thinking negative, check that stuff, man. Check it and make sure that you are living your life in a more positive mindset. And the only person that's going to check it is you. The only person that's able to check your mindset is you. So positive mindset is where it's at right now, guys. And I'm right, guys. Y'all know dang well I'm right. Think about your life. Think about it. Okay. If you're going through something negative in your life right now, who can you blame? The person in the mirror. That's it. The person that's looking in the mirror. It's not your husband. It's not your kids. It's not your boss. It's not your job. It's the person in the mirror. Okay. Why is your bank account the way it is? It's you. Why is your credit score the way it is? It's because of you. You know what I mean? Why aren't you growing in your career? Because of you. You know what I mean? It's like, you got to look at that. If you want better, you got to create the better. You got to create the positive life, and you can have it. God wants you to have it. That abundant life, God wants all of us to have it. But the enemy is out there, and that's the negative part. I tell people all the time, and I break it down now. Feelings, negative, positive, is God and the devil. That's the way I break it down now. So whenever it holds me more accountable. So when I'm thinking about something and it's like, man, it's going to make me mad. It's going to make me angry. It's going to make me sad. Man, I'm just like, nah, that's the devil. He's lurking. Oh, he's lurking right now. He definitely wants me. And when you start doing better, the devil wants you more than anything. You know what I mean? When he sees me trying to do something positive, oh, he's gonna lurk in. He's gonna lurk in. But you have to have the power to understand that you want more of the positive. You want more of the God feeling. You want more of that power of God. You don't want that negative stuff. You don't want the devil coming in and lurking on your good energy and on your power you got. Nobody's going to take that power. Keep your power. Give it to God and do God's work that we're supposed to be doing here. That's what we're supposed to be doing. Disciples. You know what I mean? Go out there and talk. And it's not all about religion, man. It's really thinking better, thinking positive, and understanding that God wants this better life for us. Do you want it? Or are you going to choose the negative? The world is full of more negative than there is positive, guys. That's facts. You know what I mean? The world it's so easier to feed into the negative than there is positive. There's more groups of people talking negative about people than there is group of people talking positive about people. So when you're at work, you're going to have a clique of people that are just talking crap about one person. You're going to have people that are getting together and just hating. I call it hating on one person that's doing good. Oh, why they doing this? Why they doing that? Sorry if you don't think the same way, man. I'm sorry, but don't hate on it. You know what I mean? You change your mindset, change the way you think. You know what I mean? Change the way that you're training your paradigm, the way you're programming it. Change that, change all of that. Hold yourself accountable. Accountability is where it's at, man. Nobody's gonna give that to you. You got to go get it. So it's just like, come on, man. Just really do the best you can to hold yourself accountable for what you're doing. You know what I mean? And don't. Another subject I want to tap on the mindset is limiting the beliefs, man. You got to let go of all the beliefs that you were raised on. Okay, and if you were raised like I was raised in a low income household, you don't got to live like that, man. You don't have to. You don't have to continue doing the same thing. It's so easy to. That's probably the easiest thing because that's all you know. But in the world we live in now, the technology that's out there, you can train yourself. You can learn so much new things. You can do so much. You don't have to go to school. You can just go on the internet and learn something. Go on the internet and Google, how do I shift my paradigm? Go on there, Google it, review it, learn it, read books on it. There's this book, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill is the book that, man, changed your dang life. I'm now reading that book and I'm going to consistently read that book over and over and be repetitive on that book. Okay. Because you want to think and grow rich, but you have to think first. You have to think before you grow rich. So if you learn how to think and you know how to process the stuff, man, you're going to grow in a fast pace, in a real fast pace. So just understand that. Don't limit your beliefs. Don't limit yourself from believing that you're good enough, from believing that you deserve those millions, that you believe that you deserve that house. Don't limit yourself. Open that mindset. Think big, man. But you have to think it. And it's a process, man. It's levels. Okay. You got to go. If you're in that low income and you're doing that Section 8, you're doing that. The first level is to get off of that. Get you a job, get you a more high paid job, and make sure that you can pay your bills, pay your food, pay your insurance, and do that. Now you just leveled up. Once you get to there, okay, now go ahead and try to get you a side hustle, get you a business, you know what I mean? And start working your job. And I did that. I worked a full-time job. I got off of work and I would go work my side hustle. Now I was doing my side work until I was capable of jumping out of my full-time job. You know what I mean? And there's levels to it, but you got to start somewhere. Don't be comfortable to where you're at right now. Make sure you start. Make sure you get a goals list situated. Make sure you know how you're gonna, attack those goals and how you're gonna, implement a system to develop those goals and process the goals and manifest the goals. You got to do all those steps. If not, then it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna just happen overnight either. It's gonna take a lot of work. You know what I mean? So just make sure that you're practicing on the mindset, guys. This episode is coming to an end, unfortunately, but I'm telling y'all right now, guys, I love y'all. All right. I want to deliver so much love and so much joy, so much happiness that here in this town right now, man, we're going to grow. My Latinos, man, we need to grow. We need to think differently. You know what I mean? We got to, you know what I mean? We brought up, so, my dad's an immigrant. He came from Mexico. He was an immigrant. You know what I mean? He has a different mindset. Do you know what I mean? And we as individuals, as the next generation, so I'm the first generation entrepreneur in my family. Do you know what I mean? It's like, but I want to teach my kids. Now I'm teaching my kids and I'm breaking that curse. I don't want my kids to be raised as far as like any kind of any kind of negative thinking. I'm trying to train them. But you got to understand that they got to go through their own walk too. They're probably not going to get it right away. You can't get frustrated if they don't get it. You just want to keep teaching. You want to keep training. But as far as like the way we are as adults, let's just start with us. Let's not try to change the kid. And that's what I did for myself. You know what I mean? I was trying to change my kids, but the one that needed to change the most was me. You know what I mean? So let's just try to change ourselves as the parents and then show the example to the kids. Show the example of what we should be and how we want them to be. You know what I mean? Be that parent that your kids look up to because of what you're doing and how you're changing. Don't get comfortable. Don't just do things because everybody else is doing it. Do something that's going to make you happy, that's going to push you to have that better life. Everybody deserves that. Everybody deserves a good life. Everybody deserves an abundant life. But just remember, for you to think better, for you to think and stay focused, a sober mind is better than a foggy mind. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm saying, you got to stay focused. You got to make sure there's no cloudiness in the mindset. Make sure that you're able to process the power and the action the right way. Positive, positive, positive. So, you know what I mean? We love you, man. We really do love everything that, we want just a better town. We just want to make sure that everything in this town is growing positive. So anybody that's on board, follow it. You know what I mean? Just make sure you're following this podcast. I want to bring on some like-minded individuals. So if you're on this path and you really want to help me grow this and you're doing the same thing I'm trying to do, please message me. Let's get on here and let's just talk about it. You know what I mean? And put your story out there. I know I'm not the only one doing this in this town. I know I'm not the only one controlling my paradigm and manifesting my life. I know there's more people out there. I want to put it on a platform to let people know that, dang, to have a good life, it's easier than what we think. It's just our mindset and it's the way we think. So just, you know what I mean? Just change that way. Um, I want to go to a little Q&A real quick though before we let go. I know Big Red said we had a couple people ask some questions. Yeah. So we got a couple questions we'll answer real quick before we get out of here.
We'll just do two real quick.
All right.
So one of them was they wrote in, what would you wish you would have done as a teen, 20s, early 30s to better reach your goals?
Put myself first. I think I would have reached my goals quicker if I would have learned how to love myself first. If I would have learned how to program my paradigm, because I didn't start learning. I got to remember, I didn't start learning my paradigm until 2018. Okay, we're talking about 2018. So I was already grown. But if the quicker you learn to shift your paradigm, the quicker you learn to control your life, you'll be more successful. As soon as you learn that the outside world does not control your life, and what's going on, like, for example, the pandemic that happened. If you're one of those people that let that control your life, that just put you in fear and you were just so scared to do anything, that's not you controlling your paradigm. It doesn't matter what's going on in the real world. You control your paradigm. You know what I mean? God controls the universe. God controls the world. God controls it. So if you really in your belief in your faith, then you know nothing's going to happen. That God got it in control. So if I can go back in time and tell my younger self is love yourself, believe in yourself, have faith. Make sure you have faith, because faith is nothing works without the faith part. The faith part is like the biggest thing, guys. You got to believe that it's even possible, that it's even possible for you to have a good life. You got to believe that there's a higher power that wants you to have a good life. So you got the belief is like the biggest part you got to have. You know what I mean? And just love yourself and love other people around you, even if they're bad to you, if they're ugly. Give them a little bit of love and walk away.
There you go.
Just don't let them control you.
Yeah.
So I think that's the biggest thing, man.
Well, man, your other one was what made you decide to open a barbershop?
So, okay. So, back in the day, of people that know me in middle school and high school, I used to cut hair. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I thought I was gonna be a barber. You know what I mean? Because I was cutting hair in middle school. I was cutting my brother's hair, all my cousin's hair. You know, and I started getting in trouble. Like in 7th, 8th grade is when I started getting in trouble. You know what I mean? I mean, I caught my first. I'm not even gonna lie, guy. I'm not proud of this at all, but I mean, it taught me a lot. I caught my first felony. You know what I mean? As my first felony in 8th grade, going into 9th grade. You know what I mean? So when I caught that felony in the summer of 8th grade, when I went to school in 9th grade, I mean, they already had a plan set up to get me out of there. And they threw me into AEP. If you don't know AEP, it's an alternative school for the troublemakers. So they already had a plan set up. So when I transferred over, boom, they threw me in that school. And I was there for my whole first semester of my freshman year, the whole first semester. Do you know what I mean? So it ruined my whole plans. And that's why it's the choices you make. I made that dumb choice. I mean, it was the dumbest choice I ever made. You know what I mean? But it was the people I was surrounding myself with. It was the way I was thinking, the paradigm I had, because I was being raised by just teenagers themselves. I didn't have a dad. My mom was busy raising my younger sister. So I mean, literally from 7th grade, 6th grade, man, I was raising myself. I was literally, I could do whatever I want to do. I mean, ask people in Strickland, man, I was driving to school when I was in 7th grade, bro. Like I was driving to school. You know what I mean? It's like, It's crazy, man. When I think about it, it's like I lived such a quick life, and you know, it was just crazy. So back to that, I mean, I thought I was gonna be a barber. So I mean, this is how good God is, you know. So Zeke's the barber is my barber. And he was cutting my hair, was sitting down there, and he was just, you know, I could tell he was thinking about something. And he was like, bro, he's like, I got this opportunity. I just, you know, we got this building. I just don't know what to do. I looked at him. I was like, well, you looking for an investor? You looking? And the barbershop was my second business I invested into. So then we went to go look at the building, man. I had that vision. I was just like, man, he had that vision. And I mean, after that, the rest is history. The Den Barber Company was born. And we started remodeling. We got it done in 3 months, bro. Like we went in there, gutted it, remodeled it, opened it up, created a brand. I mean, and now we're in 2023, and we created it. We opened it up in the pandemic, dude. So we opened up in March 3rd and got shut down right away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But again, it was just the energy we were trying to drive through there. That was what our vision we had. Yeah, between us two, we manifested that. You know, so that what caused me to open up a barbershop was wanting to help out Zeke to manifest his dream.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? To be realistic, I wanted to be involved in it, but I did want to help him manifest what his vision was too. I seen that vision too, and I was like, okay, cool. I look up to this guy named Mark Lemonis. Okay, so he has this show called The Prophet. So when I was doing my business, Mark Lemonis, I was seeing what he was doing. So he was like an angel investor. He would go in businesses and help businesses grow and put out a plan for them and grow. That inspired the hell out of me. I was like, man, that's what I want to do. You know what I mean? So the Den Barber Company was my first business that I did something like that.
Well, and we all need someone like that. I mean, everybody doesn't have someone like you, and it's if more of us that can do that would try to do that, we'd grow a town quick.
Yeah, we would.
And what you did was you brought vision to reality, and you took his vision and you kind of you tapped into his vision, what he's saying, and you were just the seed to help that reality grow.
Exactly.
And so I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, no, that's and that's what keeps me driving, man. This having that positive thing, you'll start finding out that life just starts dropping right into place so easily, dude. Like I went from in 2020, I had just a construction company. In 2019, and into where we're at in 2023, now we own 4 businesses between me and my wife. You know what I mean? So it's like we're continuing manifesting this stuff, but we got to get back in that right path of just positive energy. And now we're ready to just create these groups of just small business people, like-minded individuals that just want to grow and just stay as positive as possible for our kids, for our community, because this town's only going to become what we make it.
Yeah.
especially our generation. Like, I'm 36 now. So if the people that are like in their early 30s to their late 40s, it's up to us right now to be creating these businesses, to create that new generation of what we want to create Denton to be,
Get that hype up for them to follow along.
Yeah,
'Cause,
definitely, man. Definitely,
hey,
man.
don't forget, we're live at DBH, which
Yeah.
is another one of your little seeds you got, and podcast segments are going to be coming soon for little people who are interested. So be on the lookout for DBH new platform.
Yeah, guys. So if you have a podcast idea you want to do, like you're sitting there like, man, I feel like I want to do a podcast. Get an idea together. Get a good idea together. If you want to sit down with me and Big Red, you want to create something, you want to hear how we're doing this, and you want to come in on this, we can get a package put together for you. And we have the space, we have all the equipment now. We have a good, nice little setup here. So we got a couple of setups we can set up here in the studio for podcasts. Different furniture we can set up for you too. So if you have a vision, you want to get it out there, you know what I mean? Then reach out to us, you know what I mean? Really reach out to us and take it serious. Surround yourself with like-minded people. And that's all I'm trying to do. Surround myself with like-minded individuals that want to grow their paradigm and want to grow their bank account. And want to grow their credit and want to grow their real estate portfolio, their business portfolio. Like that's the type of stuff I want to sit in a room with people that are like, what do you want to do, man? I want to make more money. What do you want? I want to create more businesses. What do you want? I want to invest in real estate. That's the stuff that I want to talk about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not trying to gossip about nobody. I'm not trying to talk about. I want to create wealth is what I'm trying to do.
Positivity
grows positivity, and then grow that wealth that the city deserves. You know what I mean? So.
Hey, you know what? It's been a great episode, man.
It was a good one. Good one.
I'm going to punch in. Just don't forget to follow, share, subscribe all our social media pages. We'll have a good YouTube video out this week, so make sure you look for Keep It 100 with Romo on YouTube. Subscribe to everything. We're all on all platforms on podcasting, and don't hesitate. Get in there, leave some comments, questions, follow, join us on this journey.
Yep, join us, guys. We love y'all, and thank you for showing love.